Hey guys, welcome back. So I guess you could call this, excuse me, part 2 of my Restoration of Bulletman video. So as you can see, I've basically removed the rivets at his ankles. I used a 1/8" drill bit, and then I just drilled out the rivets on each side of the foot, kind of pushed them out with a little bit of a pick, and then clipped them. Or I guess I clipped them a little bit and then pulled them out with my pliers, but you'll get the gist of it if you do something similar to that. I started to drill out the other foot to kind of give you an example. So you can see the bit chews up the old soft metal of the rivet. I don't like drilling out rivets very much. It's kind of hard sometimes because the rivet tends to spin when it grips the bit, but it still works. Just sometimes you can slip and get some damage to the plastic. Obviously, there's probably people out there who do it a lot more than me that are better than I am. Maybe using a smaller bit works, but I try to use a bit around the same size as the rivet in order to shave off the smashed out portion. So I've got that done, and if you watch my previous videos on muscle body restorations, I've got my little handy cobalt pry tool. So I've already went through and pried open the knees and popped the plastic. So I'm taking apart the legs per se of this guy here, and then I've also popped the body out as well. So yeah, it's done. Now this is interesting because I noticed when I was going through, this must have been a later issue muscle body, because of the older muscle bodies you'll see the rubber elastic will stretch all the way up and connect to the balls at the thigh or the hips. So I've actually never seen one like that. So that's done. So my next step obviously is to take this body apart, and I'm going to reuse the rubberized elastic in this body and switch these two out. So I'll get rid of these damaged legs and then use this torso with those legs and the elastic to make it a nice tight joint. And then I'll go through and start working on restoring the repair kit for the chromed out portion. Still haven't really figured out what I'm going to do with the chrome yet. As I go through these steps, I will more than likely have a better idea. So I'll pause the video and I'll go ahead and I'll do this next body, and then we'll start the process of doing a little switcheroo. Okay, so we're back. Over here you can see I've taken apart the old damaged Bulletman, which surprisingly, if you were checking out the previous video, he has the same sort of elastic rubberized attachments as the first one I took apart. So I wonder if this is another Bulletman, if that was common with the Bulletman figures. I really don't know. I haven't really researched it enough, but I did take apart the Bulletman, so I'm switching them out, and as you can see, you just basically get your guys all put together here. I'm not going to glue it yet, but because I want to check and make sure that the joints are to my liking. So I'll come through and yeah, so that's It seems really nice and tight actually, so it's a lot better than what it was originally. So like I mentioned earlier, I have the feet, and these are the old discarded rivets. So I make my own plastic rivets. I'm going to use 1/8" styrene rod, and I just take a lighter and melt the end and just smash it down so it gives a nice flat look. I've done this before on certain muscle body figures. I've actually done it on some other G.I. Joe stuff that I've riveted. The plastic rivets actually work really well. They're easy to remove, and they're not a lot less involved than the metal rivets. I usually do it only if I'm going to hide the rivets, so if they're hidden with boots consistently and other deals. So, he's going to be in these boots here, so you're never going to notice. So obviously I'll come through, put the feet in, and I've got a rivet ready to go, and just kind of force the rivet in. And then I'll clip it and melt the other side. And then smash it with just like a piece of like a nail head or something. So I do plastic rivets. That's what I do on a lot of these. And the nice thing about the plastic rivets is there's a little bit of friction with the rubber and the plastic, so the feet kind of stick a little better as opposed to the metal rivets, I find. So there's that. This is the torso. It'll be done. I'm going to glue this all back together on the bottom using some Gorilla super glue. It's what I usually use for a lot of my projects. It works really well. So I'll get the torso and the legs attached, I'm sorry, not the torso. I'll get the legs and the hips all glued and attached and get it all riveted, finished up, and then I'll show you what the finished product looks like. Now what I will do with the plastic rivets, I've got a little bit of this gilding paint. I'll paint them silver to kind of give it a more traditional look, metal look. So, and then after that, I'll get Bulletman's face all cleaned up, get his boots cleaned up, get the onesie or singlet sewed up, and I'll also dig out some pieces for the belt, and I'll show you what that looks like too. So we'll go ahead and end the video on this. There's really not much to it. Obviously, it's just taking apart the legs. Luckily, I didn't have to mess with the rubber because I was looking at this, and these were probably glued pieces. So I don't know how I would have got that apart to get this rubber out, because I do not think I could have got the rubber fished through here. So that would have been an issue. So if you're doing this, I guess you want to make sure the rubber in the calf area or the fibula or whatever it's called. Hell, I don't remember all my body parts. You want to make sure this is probably pretty good, because if not, you're kind of screwed. You might have to go and do the pegs retrofit that I've done on other muscle bodies, or I would have done it. I don't know what you would have done, but that's what I would have done. So luckily for me, it all worked out. And I'll just throw this guy back in my spare parts box in case I need some other muscle body parts for the future. And that's about it for now. So we'll get the legs all finished up, and I'll do another real quick video after that and show you what it looks like. And then we'll move on to the upper body. All right, we're back. So as you can see, I've assembled Bulletman completely with my muscle body repair kit. Gave the rivets a little bit of a coat of gilding paint. I decided at this point not to really do anything with the arms, the chrome. I just don't think I know enough to repair it, and I don't want to go in half cocked and end up screwing it up. So I think I'll just leave him at it as is. I don't mind that. He's got a little battle damage and wear. I cleaned his face up pretty good. I popped the neck post out, as you can see. It's mounted in. The muscle body repair went great. So that usually is the case. As you've seen in my other videos, sometimes I break stuff. So I did not do that here. I did take a little bit of this Blue Magic polish cream, and I kind of just polished up the existing chrome. So I gave it a nice little shiny coat, so that'll be nice. It's a nice silicone polish, so it'll kind of protect it from any kind of I guess fading or whatever over time. So I did also manage to grab some 3/8 inch elastic and sew him a brand new belt using some I thought I had some old belt clips from an old G.I. Joe belt, but I didn't. So I just used a set of Cotswold replacement ones. I don't mind that. The singlet is currently getting repaired at my mom's house because she's a expert sewer, and I figured I'd give it to her to do so I didn't screw it up. So that's getting done, and I also am getting a decal. I had a Patches of Pride decal, but I don't really want to glue one on there, so I'm just going to get a simple, nice reproduction adhesive decal. So when I come back for this last part of the video, we'll have him all complete and dressed in his goofy Bulletman outfit, and then we'll take one last look at the completed Bulletman. Here he is, guys, my finished Bulletman figure. I decided not to do anything with the chrome. I'm just going to leave it as is. I got some comments and some emails saying just leave him as is, so I figured that was a good idea. I didn't want to screw him up trying to repair him, so he's a pretty nice looking figure. I repaired the hole in his onesie. He looks really good. He's a nice clean looking figure, and I'm really happy with the way he turned out. For reference, here's my Bulletman Noir. It's my Super Joe Bulletman figure that I completed a few years back using a Max Steel Ultra Action body. So it's got a Cotswold dog tag and a Patches of Pride chest emblem, but now I can say I have an actual Bulletman to add to my collection. So I'm pretty excited to have him, even though he's not mint. He's still in pretty good shape, and I don't mind that. I did sew the belt, just looking at old Bulletman belts. So now Bulletman has joined my adventure team. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was fun to do. I've never done a Bulletman. I was excited to finally get one in my collection, and I think this will be my only one. So like and subscribe to the page. Make sure and share these videos. Send me messages or emails. Let me know what else you'd like to see. I'm going to start, I think, probably next week doing some reviews of all my G.I. Joe Collector Club figures. So that'll be fun to do because I have quite a few I'd like to go over, and as well as my thoughts on the former Collector Club. So I got a What's in the Shop coming. My Yeti videos still coming. And I'm just really enjoying doing these, and as the fall starts to set in and the weather gets nice, I've booked some time to go out and start filming the rest of my Creature of Doom Lagoon slideshow. So be on the lookout for that. Got my storyboard completed. So here's Bulletman, complete, done, alongside my other Bulletman that I made, and they just kick some intruder butt. So I'll see you guys later. Have a good weekend, and cheers.